Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Ashika ma'am. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You're audible. I'll make you the presenter and you can start the session, sir. Just a second. Sir, you can share your screen.
Okay.
And we can start with the session, sir.
Just a minute. Uh, Please let me know when you can see my screen. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm pressing share. It's not working apparently. Okay. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Let me begin. I'm late anyway. So I will be talking about recent advances in science and their application. But this talk is more about innovation and the culture of creativity and how we can implement innovation in real life setting. So how we apply creativity, innovation and science in solving actual problem. My talk is more on that. So my name is Onimik Rai. I'm the Director of Research Incubation at Yiascm University. And you can see me running around across different campuses promoting research. So that's what I do. Okay, this is a brief outline of my work. What are the broad topics I'm going to cover? So I'm going to talk about creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship because that is one of my primary responsibilities to promote the culture of innovation at Yiascm University. I will also talk briefly about precision medicine because that's what I work on. I will also talk about AIML. What is AIML? AIML is artificial intelligence and machine learning, which is a current craze, you can say, that everybody wants to implement artificial intelligence in their work. So that is one of the hottest areas in science right now, and that's why I will talk about that. And I will also talk about the role artificial intelligence plays in development of therapy. I will briefly talk about my research portfolio and also a digital health product which I developed. So you can see how the current trend of innovation. Before coming to Mangalore, I had my own startup and I still work on some digital health product, which is part of my own innovation portfolio. So I will talk briefly about a product I developed so that you can see how I have used science and artificial intelligence in bringing an innovative idea to life. So this is the brief outline. Let's begin. Now, what is creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship? Like sometimes we use this word interchangeably. But what are these words exactly mean, and how can these uh, aspects be useful for us? So let's learn about creativity. What is being creative? Sometimes we think being creative means coming up with an idea, which is actually right. So creativity means the process of generating unique and useful ideas. So not just coming up with any ideas, it's an idea that can actually be used. Pranking your friend, coming up with an idea to prank your friend or to make plans will not be considered creativity. Creativity is the process of generating ideas that can actually be useful. And in our case, we consider creative ideas as ideas that can actually be implemented. Now, innovation is the process when we bring a creative idea to fruition. That means we start working on it. So innovation is about taking the creative and unique idea you have and turning it into something of value. For example, some of you may have ideas of entrepreneurship, like in previous generation, in case you students, your parents' generation, a job was very important. Even in my father's generation, getting a government job was very important, but not for you. India is changing, and like the developed nation like Japan, like North Korea, we are also slowly getting to understand the importance of entrepreneurship, like starting something of your own. That can only happen when you have a creative idea and you learn to innovate. So innovation is about taking a creative, unique idea and you are trying to create something of value. Maybe you have an idea to start a new business or anything, but not depending on the traditional job market. Creating something of your own is the primary motivation behind innovation and creativity. However, innovation requires discipline and action. That means you cannot be casual and unprofessional when you are in this domain of entrepreneurship. Creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship requires a lot of self-discipline. You'll have to make a lot of sacrifices because you are creating something new, something of value. So you have to evaluate those ideas, test them, modify them, and apply them. It requires a lot of work and self-discipline. So it is not for everybody. If you think you are dedicated enough, you have that passion and drive in you, then only you should pursue this process. Otherwise, you can always take a job and lead a standard life where you don't have to be creative. But if you have that creative passion within you, then you have to make sacrifices a lot. You have to be disciplined. It is through these discipline actions that turn an idea into something of value. If you see any major achievers like Sundar Pichai, who is the CEO of Alphabet, which runs Google, Satya Nadella, who is the chairman of Microsoft, any big CEOs who have achieved something, who are big innovators, they are very disciplined people, and they have sacrificed a lot to reach where they are. If they have gotten a simple job, a simple programmer, then they would not have reached where they are now. So in order to be creative, innovative, and to jump into entrepreneurship, you have to live a very disciplined life. So that's a decision you'll have to take. Now, what are the types of innovation? There are three types of innovation: technological innovation, operational innovation, and organizational innovation. Now, what does this mean? Now, these words are pretty self-explanatory. Technological innovation means you are bringing a new technology. So, a technology that has not been found before. For example, when smartphone came, personal assistant was the new technological innovation, that you can speak to your phone and the phone will do its work, like Siri. So Siri, actually Siri is the Apple version of the personal assistant in the smartphone. Samsung had done that much before. But anyway, speaking to your phone and the phone doing its work for you is a technological innovation. Similarly, smartphone was an innovation where your phone can double up as a computer. where you can do browsing and everything. So that was a technical innovation. You are bringing a new technology. So that is one kind of technological innovation. Now, what is operational innovation? Operational innovation means you are bringing a new process in operation. Now, what is operation means in this respect? Uh, I think we have BCom and commerce students among us, but they will understand this better. But what operational innovation means, you have a business operation, you have a startup operation. Operation means the end-to-end processes that take place in the business or the startup. So you're bringing innovation, you're doing something new with the business. So there is no technological innovation, but the process itself is very innovative. For example, bringing food to your house. Okay, people have been doing that for a long time, right? In Mumbai, dabbawalas have been bringing food to your house. In Mumbai, that was very old process, right? Students from Harvard Business School, they came and studied the process how dabbawalas bring home food. Sorry, bring home food to office. However, what Swiggy and Zomato did, they converted the same process into an app-based service. So that was kind of technological and operational innovation. They streamlined and optimized the operation. So in operational innovation, you don't bring in a new technology, but you make the process more efficient. And organizational innovation, excuse me, I will call you back later. Anyway, sorry about that. And organizational innovation, this is, you're bringing some kind of change or innovation in an organization. For example, an organization, if you work in a company, or if you start your own company, a company or an organization has certain features. For example, there's a sales team, there's a marketing team, there is an HR team. An organization has specific structure and hierarchy. Bringing an innovation to that organization, for example, you are merging the HR team with sales and marketing team. So bringing some kind of change and innovation to organization, the structure and hierarchy of an organization is called organizational innovation. So in this talk, I will just focus on the technological innovation part because that's what I do. But since you come from different backgrounds, you are studying different majors, you are welcome to focus your ideas and creativity. If you decide to do innovation and entrepreneurship, you are welcome to focus in any of these three kind of innovations. Now, what are the common characteristics of creative innovators? So what does it take to be an innovator, an entrepreneur? First feature is you have to be sensitive to problems. You will see an entrepreneur, an innovator identifies a pain point, a problem someone has, and they try to fix it. So you have to sensitive to You have to be sensitive to problems, and you must be willing to solve those problems. You need to have broad perspectives. So you need to have a vision and a broad outlook in order to be successful as creative innovators. You have to be flexible and adaptable. Flexibility is an important part of being an innovator. You cannot be rigid in your outlook. Sometimes we become very rigid in our thoughts. You cannot be rigid in your approach and thought if you want to be an innovator. You have to be flexible. You have to be open to new ideas. You must be able to change your thinking. Okay, because it's about finding out of the box solutions. So you have to be flexible and adaptable. You have to be an original thinker as well as stick to own opinion. So this I focus a lot in my talks. You must think and you must develop the capacity to think. One of my primary responsibilities is to create a culture of research and innovation at UNEPOI University. So I tell my students that what do you get out of this? What is the advantage of this thinking pattern? The advantage is if you at least are involved in some research and innovation, it develops your capacity to think. So no matter what you do in your life, whether it's your professional life or it's your personal life, your capacity to think, outside of the box will always be useful to you, no matter what you do, no matter where you go. So it is one of my primary responsibilities to make my students thinkers. So in order to be an innovator or whatever you do in life, you have to be an original thinker, and that is very important for me. You have to be a risk taker. In entrepreneurship and in any aspect of life, things don't go as planned. Things get derailed, and you have to be ready for them, and you have to troubleshoot. In order to be an entrepreneur, you need to be a risk taker. At least that approach should be there. So if something bad happens, you should not be scared. Instead, you should be finding the solution to that problem. And of course, you have to be motivated and dedicated. That goes without saying. Without motivation and dedication, nothing works. So that is a very important feature. And you have to be curious. Curiosity is the mother of innovation. If you're not curious about different things, if you're not curious about life in general, this is not for you. So curiosity is very important. And so these are the features common innovators usually have. Now, I will briefly talk about precision medicine because this is what I work on. Now, what exactly is precision medicine? Precision medicine is an emerging approach for disease treatment and prevention that takes into account individual variability in genes, environment, and lifestyle for each person. So that's the definition. Let me briefly describe what it is. Let's say you have a friend who lives in Delhi. Okay. Now, you live in Mangalore and your friend lives in Delhi. All right. Now, both of you have fever, right? Not COVID, standard fever. Think about post-COVID, pre-COVID world. Both of you have fever and both of you go to doctor. Now, you are in Mangalore, you're going to a doctor in Mangalore, and your friend who is in Delhi, he or she goes to a doctor in Delhi. Now, the current practice is the doctor sees some symptoms and they prescribe medicine, right? So you and your friend who are in different cities, who are different persons, will be given different medications. I'm sorry, they will be given the same medication. The doctor will probably prescribe a paracetamol, or if there is a bacterial infection or something, the doctor will prescribe some antibiotic. Now, this is a very wrong approach to take because you and your friend, you are different persons, you are in different city, in different environment. Mangalore is a very clean city. Delhi is a very polluted city. Okay, the level of pollution is very high in Delhi. So the environment of you and your friend is very different. Your genetic and your physiological makeup are very different. So all these factors need to be considered when a doctor gives medicine. But that's not how medicine is prescribed now. The doctor sees that some symptoms are present and medicines are given. So precision medicine is trying to change this paradigm. So in current scenario, you will see an average patient. For some people it works, for some people there is no benefit, and for some people there are adverse side effects for the same treatment given. If we adopt precision medicine by taking into account the genetics, the lifestyle, the environment of individual patient, there will be improved outcome for all of them and reduced side effects. So, like this slide explains the point I was making. For the same drug, some people will respond normally. It will work for them. However, some people needs lower dose. Okay, you will see when we go to a doctor for any reason, the doctor will give a standard dose, but maybe we don't need that much amount of drug. You must remember, drug is an outside molecule, a xenobiotic, something that the body is not used to. So the body will respond adversely if we give more drug to it. You will see in cancer patients, in many cases, a cancer patient dies not because of the disease, but because of the side effects of the cancer chemotherapy. So, giving lower dose that is not required is important. So, some patient needs a lower dose. So, giving them more amount of the drug, more concentration of the drug is a death sentence for them. However, some patient may need a higher dose. Okay, so the patient is given a lower dose, but in the third scenario, the patient will need a higher dose that is not given. So the disease will not be treated. And in the fourth case, the patient responds to alternative medicine. That means this molecule will not work on the patient. So the same drug, because of the variability, the genetic, physiological, and environmental variability of patients, needs to be administered in different fashions. So in current standard of care, in current practice, that's not how it is prescribed. In today's medicine is prescribed based on the symptom a patient has, not the physiological makeup of the patient, not the environment of the patient. So that's what needs to be changed in order to have better therapy. So this is the idea or the principle behind precision medicine. Now, we all are different. We all have genetic variations. Even though we have 99.9% similarity in our genome, we still have 0.1% difference, and all the variation you see in human beings, white, brown like us, black, tall, short, all these variations are because of 0.1% difference in our genome. So these genetic variations are responsible for the different physiological response we have to drugs. I will give you a very topical example. You see COVID, right? We are going through a COVID pandemic. Now, you can see for some people, COVID is a mild flu, right? Many, actually 80% of patients don't even know that they had COVID, and majority of us, it's a mild flu. But for some people, it's a death sentence, right? They need to go to oxygen. Sometimes they are dying. Now, what are the different reasons for them? One of the reason is that those patients who suffer serious complications, they had underlying comorbidity. They suffered from other diseases like diabetes, cardiovascular diseases. But we have seen cases like perfectly healthy people, young, they are dying, but of coronary thrombosis, deep vein thrombosis. So you can see this COVID virus, which we can consider as an environmental factor. It is coming from outside, right? So you can see how this COVID virus is affecting different parts of the population differently. This is due to the genetic variations we have. Okay, in the country, in the community, even in family. Even in the same family, in your parents and siblings, we have genetic variation. So there is a difference in the way we responding to the COVID virus, and there is also difference in the way we respond to medications. So that is the primary reason why we have differential health outcomes. Now, these are the different kinds of genomic variations we have. Single nucleotide polymorphism, which is change in a single base pair of the DNA. Copy number variant, which are like a couple of base pairs which repeat. And indel, which are like structural variations. So these are the different kinds of variations which we have. Now, I would like to talk briefly about multi-omics revolution and precision medicine. UNEPOA is spending a lot of money on multi-omics and technology. So I think I should briefly talk about that. There is a center, if you come to UNEPOA Research Center, there is a Center of Systems Biology and Network Pharmacology. There is a center that has been created with 12 crore of rupees. The Chancellor Sir has developed this center with 12 crore rupees, and another almost 2 crore are being invested for further development of this projects. So multi-omics is the current current buzzword in today's world of science and precision medicine. And UNEPOA University is spending a lot of money and resources in development of this multi-omics technology. So this is very important and topical. Now, what is multi-omics or systems biology? Multi-omics means taking several parameters at once. Traditionally, we studied just one aspect of biology. For example, genomics. People who used to study genomics, they just focused on genomics. People who studied proteins, they used to study proteomics. People who used to focus on metabolites, they used to work on metabolomics, like this. Now, the approach is bringing a convergence towards all these approaches, bringing genomics, metabolomics, proteomics together and gathering insight from that. So we integrate all this data, like genomic data, proteomics data, and we try to find out molecular signature from this integrated data set in order to develop therapeutics or for diagnostics as well. Now, since I work on drug discovery, this is a typical drug discovery workflow. First, we identify a target against whom the drug will be developed. For example, I like to give example of COVID because that's the most topical now. But please understand, COVID is just an example. This drug discovery workflow can work for any disease model you have, whether infectious or non-infectious. So target selection means, for example, if you study COVID, enters our body through our pulmonary epithelial airways. So there is a receptor called ACE2 receptor, which is targeted by COVID virus. So COVID virus has a spike protein which comes and binds to the ACE2 receptor and then enters the body. So people who don't suffer from COVID complication, they don't even know they have COVID, is because those people don't have or have less expression of those ACE2 receptors. So in case of COVID-19, the ACE2 receptor is a major target for drug discovery. If that receptor can be blocked, the virus will not be able to enter the system. So ACE2 receptor is a major target for COVID-19 drug discovery. But for any disease, whether it is cancer, whether it is neurological disorder, diabetes, we always have a target against whom a drug is being developed. And after a target is selected, we then focus on discovery and screening. What is discovery and screening? It means we screen a lot of chemical molecules which can bind to that target. So this is part of the drug discovery process. So it takes almost 2 to 3 years for these first two steps to happen. And after we see and understand that a chemical molecule can bind effectively to that target, Then we select that molecule or couple of molecules. This is called lead selection. And then we take it further towards clinical trial. So this is, there are of course lots of granular details to this process, but this is the standard drug discovery pipeline. If you ever work in the pharmaceutical domain, you will be working on this. So I work on these first two steps: target selection and discovery and screening. So this is where most of the innovation in the therapeutics, in biology, actually takes place. The first two steps: target selection, discovery and selection and screening. The second two step usually takes place in the industry, right? Because this takes a lot of the step 3 and step 4, the final two steps, requires a lot of money and investment. So for a university or a small company, it is very difficult. It is usually done by big pharma companies like Pfizer or Moderna. So in university or academic settings, the first two steps are the farthest we go, and that's where the major innovation comes. Now, let me briefly talk about artificial intelligence. What is artificial intelligence? In order to understand artificial intelligence, we need to know what exactly is intelligence, right? I mean, we tell that that person is intelligent, this person is not intelligent, but what exactly is intelligence? What do we mean by that, right? Intelligence is the ability to learn about, to learn from, to understand about and interact with one's environment. So intelligence is our capability to understand, right? So what is artificial intelligence? It means we teach a robot or a computer, usually an algorithm, to understand things that we humans take for granted. So artificial intelligence is usually defined as the science of making computers do things that require intelligence when done by humans. Now, as we will see in some examples, we humans take some understanding very for granted. But for computers, that simple thing may be very complicated. So artificial intelligence is training a computer model or a mathematical model to understand nature and do things for us. So AI is the study of ideas that enable computers to be intelligent. Now, what is machine learning? Machine learning is an aspect of artificial intelligence, and it is a subset of artificial intelligence, but they are used interchangeably now. AI, ML is a very important buzzword these days in the domain of innovation and startups. So there are sometimes artificial intelligence and machine learning are used interchangeably. Machine learning is a scientific discipline concerned with the design and development of algorithms that allow machines to mimic human intelligence. So you can see artificial intelligence is the broad domain. Machine learning is the method by which artificial intelligence is adopted. So it is development of algorithms. Now, I'm not going to go into details what are algorithms and how do you develop that. But if some of you have interest in this domain, please come talk to me. Now, which of these things is not like the others, right? For example, for us humans, it is very easy. There are 3 images of lions and one of them is frog, right? We humans know this because we have learned since childhood. But for a computer, which is seeing this for the first time, it will be very difficult. It will not be able to understand what we are trying to say. So when you are developing an artificial intelligence system, you have to tell the machine or your algorithm or the equation you are developing that there are 3 images of lions and one of them is a frog. Now, why is this important? Think of it as forensics, students of forensics. If there is a fraudulent transaction or if there is an anomalous transaction, your computer system should be able to flag that. This is how artificial intelligence is used in big banks and corporates. I know people who work in this domain in data science. Their primary job responsibility is to flag suspicious transactions, right? So what are transactions? Transactions are suspicious transactions are anomalous transactions that don't fit the pattern. So for example, you can train your computer model to differentiate between lions and frogs. Similarly, you can train your computer model to differentiate between normal transaction, normal financial transaction, and anomalous transaction. So this is an example where artificial intelligence and machine learning is helping us to build a safer world. Now, this is another thing. You can see image A and image B. These are both images of puppies, right? But the computer or your machine will not understand that, because it will see two images. These are two different images. They have different pixels. They are of different size. For us humans, we know that these are images of puppies. So if you tell your computer or your machine to identify puppies, it will not know unless you tell them to. Think of it in terms of Siri or Alexa, right? Your Siri or Alexa identifies your voice, right? So what will happen if you have a cough and cold, and your voice changes? Your Siri or Alexa will not be able to identify you. So you have to teach your Siri or Alexa your different voice modulations. Just like you have to tell a computer system that both of these are images of puppies. They are not different. They are different images of puppies. Similarly, when you are developing something, a technology like Siri or Alexa, you have to give them different voice modulations of the same person. That's why if you use Alexa, then you will see that the Alexa will ask you different questions, and this is how these systems are developed. So these are some examples of developing a computer algorithm. Now, use of machine learning in the real world. These are the big companies we know which use artificial intelligence and machine learning a lot: WhatsApp, Google, Netflix, Orbitz, and Astronomy. Now, how is WhatsApp using artificial intelligence? For example, you'll see if we try to text somebody and we press an alphabet like I or A, then there are three suggestions come up, right? So if you press I, it will perhaps say India or innovation. So how does WhatsApp know what you want to type? It's a machine. It doesn't have a brain on its own. So WhatsApp, what the program does, it takes your typing pattern and it remembers that, right? So when you press an alphabet, it thinks that you are trying to type a particular word based on your past behavior or past typing pattern. So this is how WhatsApp uses artificial intelligence. So these are learning triggers, and WhatsApp uses this quite effectively. Now, Netflix. Many of you have Netflix suggestions, Netflix subscription, I'm sorry, or Amazon Prime, or we like to shop online in Flipkart or Amazon. You will see that in case of Netflix, if you start watching many shows in Netflix, it will start giving you suggestion that you probably like this show, that you will probably like this show. What Netflix or Amazon does is that they try to understand your viewing pattern. So they want to give you a good experience so that you can keep paying them, right? That's what their goal is. They want you to renew subscription. That will only happen if you have a good experience. So they try to understand your likes and dislike by based on your viewing pattern. Similarly, if you go to shop on Flipkart or Amazon, or there are others like Myntra and stuff, Snapdeal. So their goal is to give you a good experience so that you spend more money on these e-commerce platforms. So when you buy anything, they try to understand your buying pattern, your behavioral pattern, companies spend a lot of money on this consumer behavior and its classification. So that's what happens when you try to buy something. They will say people who bought this may also have bought this, etc., etc. So these are all application of artificial intelligence and machine learning in real world. Now this is a picture I like to show everybody. This is actually theoretical physics. Now this is a simulated picture of two merging black holes, each about 30 solar mass. Now black holes, we cannot actually see black holes, they are light years away. So this is approximately what a human would see if they could travel in spaceship to take a closer look at these merging black holes. This model was developed by supercomputer and machine learning or artificial intelligence tools, will ultimately help physicists perform more precise tests of Einstein's general theory of relativity. Now, this is theoretical physics. This is too abstract. There is no real world application to this, like your WhatsApp or Amazon or Netflix, but this is abstract theoretical physics. But I like to show this because I think this is really cool, and how scientists are trying to understand nature and the world by using artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence in medicine. AI in medicine is represented by machine learning, also called deep learning. These are mathematical algorithms that improve learning through experience. Three types of machine learning algorithms exist: unsupervised, supervised, and reinforcement learning. Now, I will not describe these in detail because that will be too technical. But if you have interest in artificial intelligence and machine learning or drug discovery, please come talk to me. I'm always open and available for this kind of discussion. Now, application of how do we apply machine learning in actual diagnostics or in actual real life. This is an example of breast cancer diagnosis. So what happens in this case is, in order to detect cancer, people do biopsy, right? So biopsy is taking a part of tissue sample and processing it and see if there is any anomalous cancerous cells. Now this can be, just a minute. I'm sorry, something happened. Please give me a minute. Can you still see my screen? Ashika ma'am? Okay, this is an example of artificial intelligence in breast cancer diagnosis. What happens is that we try to identify the cells which are anomalous, and we try to create an AI/ML, artificial intelligent system, which will give a predictive analysis of breast cancer. Now, I'm slowly moving towards a product we developed. We tried to create a healthcare product which will apply machine learning by taking informations like your diet, your family history, your genomic data, and your medical data, and predict the death risk of a patient in the future. Now, let me talk briefly about the finances or the opportunities, the financial opportunities. By 2025, the market for AI ML based diagnostics will be around 36.1 billion. So there's a huge scope of work in this domain. Now, what are the challenges of AI based drug discovery and diagnostics? It is a nascent discipline, so lack of validated models. This is a very new domain. So there is a lot of work that needs to be done. The wealth of data that accompany these fields poses considerable challenges for their analysis. So there is a lot of data, and sometimes it becomes difficult to manage this data. And precision medicine initiative also raises ethical, social, and legal issues. So these are the challenges. What are the skills required to be successful in this domain? You need to have numerical strength. Like you need to be good with maths and numbers. You need to be good in statistics and programming, especially R and Python. MATLAB also helps. You need to have a basic understanding of genetics and biology in general, and you need to have a curious and inquisitive approach. Now, this is an example of the some work we did in reproductive medicine and reproductive genomics. What we used to do is we used to predict whether a fetus is normal or does it have any problem. So we used to take out some cells and we used to do what is called whole genome sequence. And here it is mentioned as whole genome amplification. The process is we do something called next generation sequencing or NGS that gives us idea about potential harmful mutations that may be present in the fetus, and based on that we used to tell the patient whether there is any problem or whether the baby is normal or not. So this is an application of next generation sequencing and genomics in predicting the future health of a baby, so that the would-be parent can take an informed decision. Now, this is the healthcare product that I developed and that I'm still developing uh, with uh, with faculty from YRC, Yiascm Research Center. Here, what we do in this product, this is a simple interface. It can be in your app, it can be in your browser. But what we do is we take data from lab, clinical data, genomic data. We also used to employ psychometrics. So we developed a questionnaire based on psychometric analysis, and those questionnaires were given to our subscribers based on chatbot. We also collected data from IoT devices like Fitbit, and all this data was collected, and this data was analyzed to give a score. Right, these scores help the subscriber to understand their health risk. For example, our clients were mainly corporates. Big corporates were our clients. So corporate wellness is a big deal. So the corporations wanted to understand the health and future health trajectory of their employees, so that they can negotiate with insurance companies better. So this kind of healthcare product is very timely, and this has huge market potential that I developed before coming to Mangalore, and that I'm still working on with several faculty at Yiascm Research Center. So that's all from my end. I hope it gave you some idea about the work we do and the possibilities that exist. Before finishing, I would like to say that I enjoy discussion with fresh and young minds and creative minds. So I am always available for anything you want to discuss if you want to come into innovation and research and entrepreneurship. Thank you. Thank you, Ashika ma'am. Is there any question? Hello? Is there any question? Okay. All right. Thank you for your time. Then again, I come to the Balmata campus sometime, but I sit in the Darelakatte campus. So if you want to talk to me, if you are interested in research, please come talk to me. All right. Thank you. All right, I'll log off now. I hope all the best to you. Do well in your life. Life is just beginning for you. Good luck. Thank you.
Good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. How are you all? Fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. My name is Reshma, a lecturer in Commerce Department and a Boy Institute of Arts, Science, Commerce and Management. Today's session is based on the topic is study strategies. I think all are heard about the word study strategies, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes, very good. Before that, I would like to say one quote given by George Washington Carver. Is the American agricultural scientist. Okay, he said that 99% of the failure come from people who have the habit of making excuses. All things are based on excuses always. We are saying excuses. Here, winners never make excuses. They find a way to do the things they need to do to succeed. We all are need to succeed. There are people, however, who find excuses in all things in their lives, which ultimately lead to their failures. So, first of all, I would like to say to all the students, don't say excuses. We try hard. We will try. I will do it. Anything in our life or in our college or in our studies, we must say, I will do it. Okay. Here, in the study strategies, how to study effectively. We will discuss here the 12 tips based on the 12 tips how to study effectively. How to study effectively means sometimes it get organized, carry a homework planner at all times. One of the tips. The second tip is pay attention in class. Pay attention in class. The third tip is steer clear of distractions. The next tip is make sure notes are complete. Ask questions if you don't understand. The next tip is make a study schedule or plan. The next step or tip is review note from class every evening. The another tip we will discuss here, we will going to discuss here, talk to the teachers. The next tip, designate a study area. Another tip, study in short bursts. The next one is a simplify study notes and also work with a group. These are the 12 tips we are going to discuss through study strategies. Understood? The first tip in the study strategy is get organized. Carry a homework planner at all times. Get organized, carry a homework planner at all times. Homework tracker. I'll give you some example for the homework planner. Here 3 examples are given. Homework tracker and also for a week we prepare one homework plan. Then 4 hours we are make some homework plan. Here carry a homework planner at all times. We must carry a homework planner. We all are now, you are in first year, all are going to study. Okay, so you must carry a homework planner, entering the homework, entering the projects, test and assignment. As soon as they are assigned, we'll make sure they aren't forgotten. We will forget if the teachers give some projects, some work, some assignments. Sometimes we will forget. So we must carry a homework tracker for making the assignments or projects or anything. Okay, understood? The first tip understood? Yes or no? Yes. The next tip in the study strategy is pay attention in class. Pay attention in class. It is important to concentrate and avoid the distractions. It is very, very important to pay attention in class. To concentrate and avoid the distractions when the teacher is speaking. When teacher is speaking, teacher is giving the detailed informations about some topics. That time the students must concentrate. Practice active listening by concentrating on what's being said and taking notes in your own words. In your own words, you should write what the teacher is telling. This will help make sure you hear what is being taught in the class. For recollecting purpose, it will help for the students. Okay, so we must pay attention in the class is the second tip in the study strategies. Understood? Pay attention in class. Understood? We know. Okay. Is it understood, students? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. The next third step or tip in the study strategy is to stay clear of distractions. So many distractions in the class. Here distractions are everywhere. In the campus, in the classrooms, distractions in everywhere. We get the distractions in the cell phone. Cell phones, social medias, or through friends. We get the distractions. We must clear that distractions. How? Be aware of what distracts you in class. We must find out, first of all, we must find out what distracts you in class. For example, cell phone. What to do? Turning off your cell phone. Don't keep in the mode of vibration. You must turning off the cell phone. Okay. If we are keeping the cell phones in vibration, it also make distractions. So turning off your cell phones will also help make sure you are paying attention to your teacher. Or some friends are getting distracted to you that time. Avoid sitting next to friends if you know they will distract you. You discuss later. Okay, what things he is saying or she is saying. After the class, discuss with the friends. Okay, the next tip in the study strategy is make sure notes are complete. Make sure notes are complete. Here, writing clear and complete notes in class will help you process the information you are learning. You must write clear and complete note. Clear and complete note help you process the information you are learning. These notes will also become the study notes that can be reviewed before a test. It will be helpful for you for the test. Talk to the friends or the teachers if you have missed a class to ensure your notes are completed. Okay. The next tip in the study strategy is ask questions you don't understand. You don't understand. Here in one classroom or in your classroom, all students are not equal. Some students are understood easily what the teacher is telling. They understood easily, but some students are grasp it later. Okay, so ask if we are from different characters. So some students are hesitate to speak in front of others. They are hesitate to speak in front of others, ask questions. They are uncomfortable. Some are uncomfortable. Some are raise their hand and ask questions if they don't understand. Some are raise their hands and ask questions. Teacher or miss, I don't understand that thing. They raise their hands and they will speak or they will ask the questions to the teachers. But some students are not comfortable to speak in front of other students. They are hesitate. But they will also try to speak in front of others. Okay. For them, they are write in the notes or in their study notebook. Then talk to the teacher after the class. After the class, they are meet the teacher and ask the questions. Understood? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. The next tip, how to study effectively. So make a study schedule or plan. Make a study schedule. You must follow these things in your college days, in your class. It will be helpful for you get good marks. Okay. The sixth tip is make a study schedule plan. When making a study schedule, look at your planner and think about what needs to be accomplished. Think about the types of questions that will be on the test and the topics that will be covered so you know what you should focus on. Set specific goal for each study sessions, like how many topics you will cover by the end of the session. Make a schedule or plan. How many topics are completed? Which is difficult for you? Okay, you must make a schedule. Okay, you must make a schedule for the study. The next tip in the study strategy is review notes from class every evening. Review notes from class every evening. What is the meaning? After the class, review and expand on the notes from class. Review notes helps move material learned from short-term memory into long-term memory. Review the notes. You must review the notes. Already you wrote in your classrooms. Then evening, back to home, you must review that notes daily. It will help for get more informations about that topic. Okay. Understood? The seventh tip is a review notes from class every evening. You are back to home, then take the notes. Then you must point out or review the notes. The next step or tip is a talk to the teachers. Talk to teachers. Talk to teacher, teachers are there to help you do your best. Talk to your teacher and ask for clarifications or extra help you want if you need it before your test. Before your test, you must ask to the teachers. Every day some students have questions they are asked. Already we told in one tip. Okay, questions. If you have any questions, ask questions you don't understand. And also you talk to the teachers if you have any doubts. Okay, before the test, before the internal test, before the term and test, you must talk to the students, teachers. The next tip in the study strategy is designate a study area. Designate a study area means you must find out a space. Not like this. Here only for example I given one picture for you. Okay. Not like this. If you get in your home any space, you must designate one place for the study purpose. The best study spot is one that is quite well lit and in a low traffic area. Make sure there is a clear workspace to study and write on. Make sure for the clear workspace. You find some workspace for the study purpose. Understood? This tip is understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. The next tip, study in short burst. Study in short burst means you must take a break for every 30 minutes. Every 30 minutes you must take a break. In your college, they are giving the break, okay, for short, the burst, and also in home, whenever you are in home, that time you take some break in between the study. For every 30 minutes you study, take a short 10 to 15-minute break to recharge, to recall. Short study sessions are more effective and help you make the most of your study times. So you must take a break from 10 to 15 minutes break. Okay, in between the study. For every 30 minutes only you take the break if it is possible. The next tip is based on simplify study notes. Simplify study notes. Here simplify study notes means already we wrote the notes and already we prepared some working notes. Then taking the lecture notes means through some figures or through some diagrams or pictures. It is easily understood for us. So we must simplify the study notes through putting some figures and here make studying less overwhelming by condensing notes from the class. Then underline by condensing notes from underline or highlight the keywords. Highlight the keywords or sometimes here in the picture showing for you. They have wrote some different colors, okay, for the purpose of finding easily. Different colors, black color pen used, they are using blue color, red color, different color pens are used for finding the topic easily, which is important. We must find through this example also. Here we must make some charts, story webs or outlines to organize and simplify the information and help you remember better. Betterly you understood all the things through the help of the charts or diagrams or if any pictures. Okay. The last tip how to study effectively is a work with a group. Here work with a group means, what is the meaning? Work with a group. Work with a group. Work with a group means working with the classmates encourages our interactive environment to keep you engaged. Interactive. You ask the questions for others. They will ask questions for you. Then you discuss each other. You take one topic, discuss each other. That time you will get more knowledge about that particular topic. You get more knowledge about that particular topic. This gives you a chance to test your knowledge. Also, it will help for you to test your knowledge. Okay. Then you may quiz each other on that content and help boost each other's confidence. You get confidence, more confidence. Work with a group discussion. A group discussion means here we or you must, A and B are the students. For example, A asks the questions to B and B asks the questions to A. Then each other they will discuss. Then the A know everything or she know detailed informations about that topic. She will impart the knowledge to B. Okay, that time we will understood everything. Understood? These 12 tips understood?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, thank you. And here the 12 tips we are discussed in the session is a first tip is based on what the first tip is a get organized, carry a homework planner at all times. You must carry a homework planner or homework tracker. Carry a homework planner at all times. Then the second tip is pay attention in class. Pay attention means here we must concentrate what the teacher is speaking. The next helpful tip in the study strategy is to steer clear of distractions. Avoid the distraction always in the class. Avoid cell phones, avoid social medias, avoid if any friends are distracting you, avoid for that class time only. Then you will discuss or a friendly later. Avoid cell phones, social media. Social media also giving more valuable information for us. But at the class time, you must avoid the social media. The next tip is make sure the notes are completed. Make sure the notes are completed. You must complete the notes whenever you get the time. The next tip we already discussed, ask questions you don't understand. Already we discussed different students are there in the class, in the same class. They have different character. Some students are asked the questions in front of others, but some students are hesitate to speak in front of others. So they will ask the questions after the class. The next tip is make a study schedule or plan. We must plan for your study. Then what are the difficult topics? We make one schedule or plan. The next tip is a review notes from class every evening. Every evening you must review the notes. The next tip is talk to the teachers. Talk to the teachers means before the test you must talk to the teachers you have any doubts. The next, designate a study area. One workspace must be found out by the students for the purpose of study. The next, study in short bursts means here we take some break in between the study. Then the next step means here study notes, simplify the study notes means we put some charts or some figures, some pictures, etc. The last study tip is work with a group. Make group discussion. We impart the knowledge to our friends, or we get the knowledge, or we receive the knowledge from our friends. These are the 12 tips in the study strategies. So, at last but not least, I conclude my session. Study smart, not hard. Study smart, not hard. Not hard means what? Not hard means here. No feel hesitate. Don't make fear. You study smart. Okay. These are the effective tips for the study. At last, we conclude the session through a quote. Is the Einstein said one thing through a beautiful quote. Everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will spend its whole life believing it is stupid. It's stupid things. Okay, everyone is a genius. Everyone have knowledge. So use your brain and which is suitable for you, which method, which tips is suitable for you, you must follow that tips. Okay, understood? Students, understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If you have any feedbacks, you write in the chat box. Okay. Thank you, student. Thank you for your cooperation. I think it's for informative for you for your study. So I'm going to conclude. Thank you.
Good afternoon, students. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, right.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. See, in today we are going to speak about competitive exams, okay? Before moving to the topic, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Sabina, lecturer of Anapoya. See, in today I'm going to speak about competitive exam. Do you know about competitive exam, what it is and why it is necessary? Do you have any idea regarding this? Please answer me.
No.
No, you don't know about competitive exam. First time you're hearing.
We heard, ma'am.
Sorry. See, you are in UG, that is undergraduation exam, undergraduation, and might be next you go for your further study, that is PG, and you get their exams. It's not competitive exam, that is academic exam. Other than that, you have some exams. Do you know about that? Which and all exams you have?
No.
No, you don't know. See here, you might heard that is UPSC and KS, and even you have seen the bank manager. Do you know that how they became bank manager? How you have to become an IAS officer or IPS officer? How you have to crack the KS exams? Do you know anything about this? Don't know.
NEET exam.
Sorry. See, we have many exams: UPSC, RBI, NEET, SSC. If you
NEET
want
exam,
to
ma'am.
see, if you want to work under government, you have to pass some exams. Not only your UGC, UG and PG exam. Other than that, you have more exams. See, if you finish the PG, it doesn't mean that is post graduation. It doesn't mean that you get good job or job with good salary. You have to struggle. When you are knowing the competitive exams, it means that is you have some assurance that is you have the job, and you need not to worry whatever the age might be, 21, 22. You are able to get lakhs of rupees salary job if you are clearing the competitive exam. Many of you don't know what is competitive exam and when you have to write the exam and what are the syllabus of the competitive exam and who can write and where you get these classes and all, isn't it? Am I right or wrong? You don't know, right? That is what is the syllabus of this exam and where they conduct the exam, where you have to go for the exam, and what is the pattern and what is the syllabus, what is the marks of the exam, and how many subjects you have, and where you get the syllabus. Do you know about this? No, you don't know, right? See, in today's session, I'm going to speak about competitive exam. You have a lot competitive exam. See, if you want to get a government job, or might be you're having the dreams or the aim goal that is you want to work under aviation or the logistic, that is your plan A. If that doesn't work, what you have to do, that is important. We can't say that is if we are having one plan that is going to be success, isn't it? Every time we should keep plan B also. See here. As I said, you have many exams. Bank exam you have, UPSC exam you have. You can become an IPS officer, IAS officer. The minimum qualification you should have degree. That degree is enough to become an IAS officer and IPS officer, and even to become a manager of a bank, any bank. You get a good salary, and after retirement also you can lead your life happily, because and if you're working under government, they pay whatever you want. The need is we should know how to we crack the exam, and when we can attempt the exam, is it possible to crack the exam when we are studying degree, that we are going to see. Say we have some tips to crack the exam, but you don't know the pattern, what and all you're having. See, you get if you're going for the bank, you get preliminary exams and main exams, and then you have to go for interview. First stage, second stage, I can say third stage. Three stages are there. If you're going for the competitive exam, first in the first you get ticking paper. You have to tick the paper. It's not that is you have to write like in the degree or the PG. You're going to write so much, that is 1 page, 2 page, isn't it? It's not like that. They are giving the options. You have to tick that, and even other exam also, UPSC. If you want to write the UPSC, there also you are having some stages. That is, first you have to clear preliminary. Next you can go for main. Next you have to attend the interview, and even other exam also same pattern. The thing, see, if you might want to become lecturer of government colleges. To become a lecturer of government college also, you have to pass some competitive exams. That is, you have NET and KSET. There also, that is, there is the only one stage. You are having NET exam. There you get some questions. That is ticking paper, and you have to tick. And sometimes you are having negative marks. Sometimes you don't have negative marks. When you don't have the negative marks, you can pass the exam. That is, by your luck also you get pass mark. This is the thing. And if you know, first thing, we know the pattern. We should know the pattern, that is what is the syllabus of that exam. Next thing is we have to make some strategy. How I can prepare for the exams. Here we are having some strategy to clear the exam. First thing is read newspaper. You have to read newspaper. Are you reading the newspaper? Students, please answer me. Are you reading the newspaper daily?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you're reading. Now, what purpose you're reading? May I get to know what purpose you're reading? You said that is you're reading newspaper. That is your hobby, might be. That's because you're reading. See, when you're reading newspaper, you get to know that is what is happening around us. It's our responsibility to know that is what is happening, what our government is doing, and what is our finance, what is our economy is doing, and what is our GDP, what is our inflation rate. Everything you get to know only by reading the newspaper. So it's very important to read the newspaper, not only for your knowledge. When you're reading the newspaper, it makes you easy to pass the exam, competitive exam in the every field. Every competitive exam has general knowledge. That is for 30 marks, 50 marks. So if you're having very well knowledge regarding newspaper, it makes you easy to get the marks. You can easily fetch the marks. It makes you easy to clear the exam also. The thing, you start to read the newspaper. Are you understood why you have to read the newspaper? Student, please answer me. See, you have to read the newspaper to know what is happening around us. And not only to gain the knowledge, when you are reading the newspaper, it makes you easy to pass the competitive exam also. In the competitive exam, you get more questions regarding general knowledge. See, we have second step, that is make notes. We have when you are going to see the syllabus. Once might be you are wondering that is where you get this information. That is how should I know that is competitive exams are there? And if I want to work in bank sector or in or I want to write UPSC or KS exam, where I get the syllabus, where I get the patterns, may I get it in the college? You have the questions might be regarding this. See, once you have the Google, isn't it? You have phones. Just Google it and just type in the YouTube. You get all the videos that you get to know that is what is the syllabus, what is the pattern, which and all the exams you have. Once you go through that, and then you get all the knowledge regarding that. This syllabus is worst syllabus you are having. That is, you have to read many things. So here the important thing you should know that is how you can work smartly. You have to read so much, but you should know that is which and all relevant to the exams. What they may ask, you have to make them notes while reading the books. See, second thing, third one is know something of everything. It means, as I said, that is your syllabus is worse, and you have many things to read. Many books you have to refer, and you should know that is which book is I really give the importance. I mean, necessary contents. You should know while referring the books. If you are randomly selecting the books and you go through all the books, then it takes more than 10 years. First thing you should know that is which book is necessary to crack the exam, and you should know that is which is important and which is not, which have to write it down and which is not. Everything you should know. And next, revise and give mock test. Do you know what is mock test? Student, please answer me. Do you know what is mock test?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it is practice test. Yeah, very good. Practice test. Okay. See, before might be you don't know. As you said, that is you don't know about competitive exam. So just as I said, I said that is just Google it and just go through YouTube. You get to know that is what is the pattern and all. Same like that. Some apps are there. It provides you that is the information about the competitive exams. Nowhere you get this information and all, but some apps you have, same like your social apps, that is WhatsApp, Instagram, same like that you have the apps which gives you the information related or related to your competitive exam, that is Unacademy and Grade Up. If you downloaded that app, you get to know all the syllabus and you get to know how many competitive exams you have. And mock test is practice test. It is same like your exams. In the exam, which and all the patterns you are having, which and all the questions you are getting, same like that. They prepare the questions, they prepare the question paper. You are attending, that is, you are attempting the questions also. That is their time also there. That is for 60 questions, 1 hour. Within that, you have to finish. You can get to know that is what is your ability and whether you are able to crack the exams. If it is not, it means you have to do more hard work, and which is your weakest area and which is your strongest area. Everything you get to know when you are giving the mock test. For this, you need not to pay so much rupees, that is lakhs or 10,000 above. Just for 300, 400, you can get mock test. Every exam mock test you get. If you are interested in, just make sure that is which area you are interested. So just go through that and just go through the syllabus. Then and even you get paid course also. Even you get paid course also, and you get to know by sitting your home itself. You can get all the notes. You can get all the classes also. Revise and give mock test. Giving mock test is very important to know your ability. And next, verbal ability for competitive exams. That spelling is missed. Sorry, I have written wrong. That is verbal ability for competitive exams. That is might be you are very well in English. You don't know that is if you are very well in English, where you can use that. See, in all the competitive exam, you have that is one concept, that is English. You should know they will give grammars, and for that you have marks also, and comprehension questions you are having. You have to read the passage, and they give five or six questions, and for that also you easily can fetch the marks. See, this is your easy area to get the marks in competitive exam. It's not like your college exam. They are giving the options. Out of four, you have to select one. That is which you should make sure that is which is your answer. So by that you are getting the marks. If you are scoring well, you can be the topper, and you can work in any field of government, and you can able to fetch good salary also. See, if you're reading newspaper, it also very helpful to fetch the marks. And if you're very good in English, it also easy to get the marks in competitive exams. And next, we will see preparing for quantitative section for competitive exam. See here, you might be some of you know that is you get quantitative sections in the exam. Might some say that is maths, and those who are some people say that is we are very weak in maths. That's because we did not go for science also. So I can't clear the bank exam because it is all about maths. No, it's not all about maths. Only one section you have maths, then other section you have English, reasoning. See, if you're the thing is, if you're very weak in quantitative exam, you have many person. They will give the information. That is, they will teach you how you can clear easily solve the sums and all. In the competitive exam, you won't get maths like your 10th standard. There, what you have to do is just you have to pick the option. So you should know that is how to sort out the problem smartly. So these are the people. That is the picture you are seeing. His name is Ashish Arora, and you get his videos on YouTube and even an academy also. He has his own YouTube channel also. There you get his videos, and you get to know that is how he will teach. And if you're really weak in maths, he makes you that is maths is very important or interesting topic. Okay. See next, reasoning ability in competitive exams. You are having reasoning ability also. That is, you get the question. A is the father of B. B is the father of B is the son of C. Such kind of question you get. Finally, you have to answer. That is, you will be asked what is the relationship between B and A, or the A and C. So this kind of questions you get. Not only this, and some in the reasoning you get that is some direction question also. That is regarding direction also. You have to answer that question. That is easily within 1 second you can answer that question. His name is Ankush Lamba, and his video also very nice. You get in on the YouTube, and he also working in an academy, and he has his own channel in YouTube also. So he's actually very famous. He makes you, if your reasoning is very difficult, or you feel that is you don't know anything about bank exam or anything, these are the people, they will inform you, they will teach you, that is, they makes you know that is what is competitive exam, and they will provide you some tricks. Easily you can solve the sum within 1 second. And next, study acts for competitive exam. That is how you have to study for the competitive exam. You got to know that is you are having many exams than your college exams, isn't it? See, might be you get question, that is how you can read for competitive exam, because you are studying it right now, and you have to read for college subject also. There also you are having syllabus and all. So with that, how you can read for the competitive exams? See, what you have to do is, first thing, just see the previous question paper, or we just get the information syllabus and all, and then if you downloading the apps with grade up and unacademy, they will provide you quiz and all, free quiz you get. Just try to see. If you are not interested, just see that what it is, then you come to know that this is the pattern, and you get to know which is your weakest area and the strongest area. You have to give more importance, which you get time, isn't it? After class, after college you get, and you can wake up at 5 also. After 5 you can do some work, and you have to make some plans, that is in which area you have to give more important, and which area is your strongest. If you're having some strongest area, for that give less time. So you have to make some schedules or the timetable to crack the exam, and don't be don't take more stress. Just be free, just be calm, because you are studying in UG. You have many years to achieve, isn't it? Take it as just a practice. Just go for the exam, not to crack the exam, just to get practice, just to get experience. And give mock test. As I said, that is, mock test is your practice test. Just whenever giving you get the time, just give the mock test. You get Sunday, isn't it? And some government holidays and all you get. So just give the mock test and analyze, that is how much mark you get. Based on that, you analyze, that is which is your strongest and weakest area, and try to give the important to weakest area. This is your study hacks. Those who are clearing the competitive exam, they do like that. More than this, they won't do anything, because they are also having the life. They also focus on their mind area. So with that, they are qualifying competitive exam also. If you are reading the story of the people, those who cleared UPSC exam or a PO exam, you get to know that is what is the strategy of them, and when how they clear the exam, and what is the timetable of them. Everything you get to know only through Google and YouTube. So the thing, you should give the importance to this competitive exam. Without competitive exam, getting job in nowadays very difficult. First thing is, it doesn't mean that is what is your qualification, what you did, whether you did graduation or the post graduation. No one asks. Just think, if you're qualifying the competitive exam, you are you're going to clear all the steps in the competitive exam. Easily you can get into the job which pays you more money. And next, we have how to prepare for competitive exam without coaching. Might be you think that is we have to go college. When will we get the time to go coaching? Need not to go coaching. Okay, first thing you do, by sitting your home itself, just Google it and download the apps, and try to do all the notes, and try to get the information, that which book you supposed to refer. All thing you have to get it, and without going anywhere. Might be your coaching center is far, and might be we are not sure that is which coaching center is providing relevant information. Instead of going coaching class, what we can do is we can save our money also, and we can save our time also. By sitting home itself, you can do the preparation, and you can do, you can without doing the hard work. When you're doing so much hard work, might be you're not sure that is you are going to crack the exam. With the hard work, you should apply some smart work also. That is, instead of going coaching class, making all the doubts clear by sitting home, or by following the people, those who are really very well in this field. This is the strategy you should do while you are going to the competitive exams. And next, last one is timetable for competitive exam. See, when you're going for the, you just plan to write the competitive exam, might be. So just make sure that is you prepare the timetable. You have to prepare the timetable. Whatever you do, if you are doing randomly, you just plan to wake up at 5, but instead of 5, you woke up at 6, and you're doing all the work randomly. So it shows that is you are not going to achieve anyway. So the thing, you should prepare some timetable. All things you should be planned before. Before that is what I have to do at 1 o'clock or the 2 o'clock after going home, or at night what I supposed to read. Everything, if you're planning, you're doing as per the plan, according to the plan you're working. It means that is you get the success. Somewhere you get the success. It doesn't mean that is you won't get the success. That is difficult. When you are entering into the difficult, doing the you're repeating the work, you get experience, you get to know that is which is your weakest area and strongest area, and what mistake you done before, and what should not you get to know that is I should not repeat that mistake. When you are giving the attempt, when you are experiencing something, isn't it? The thing is, you have to prepare the timetable, you have to write everything, that is when I have to do my work, when I have to read for the competitive exam, when I have to read for my college exam, and when I have college exams, what I have to do. Should I read to the competitive exam or the college exam? Everything you should be planned before to get the success. Otherwise, you won't get success anywhere. So this is what I meant to say in this session. I hope you understood. Students, please answer me. That is what and all I explained. Did you get the idea of competitive exam? What it
Yes,
is?
ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
What? See, it might be some boys stage. They are obviously you are having plan. That's because you joined UG, that is undergraduation. It doesn't mean when we should not have one plan. See, when we are having one plan, it means that is simply we are losing our time, energy, everything. We should have plan B also, because whatever going waste, it's not arts, isn't it? So whenever we are having the plan, we can be comfortable. That is, if it is not, I will have one more, isn't it? So I hope you understood. If you are having any doubt, you can ask. As I said, that is why I want to give one example for your quantitative. See, you in the bank you have three preliminary. First exam you have preliminary, you get ticking, and in the main also you have ticking only. Next you have to go for interview. There, if you're speaking, you have good communication. You need not to worry. If you are not having good communication, you can improve. That is, you are the students, you are not matured, or you don't have, that is, you have to get the job now itself, isn't it? You have the time, so you can make practice also. As I said, you have quantitative session. One part I have taken, that is you get number series. They give like this 5, 11, 23, 47, 95 dash. You have to answer within, they will provide 1 hour for 60 or the 50 or the 40 questions. You have to complete within that time, within given time, okay? So here you have one example, that is to find next number after 95. Which number comes? Here you have the answer. Do you able to say that is which number comes after 95? Yeah, please. Please tell me which number comes after 95. Don't know.
191.
191. Can you explain how you got 191? You applied here some tricks. Okay, you might think that is it's not possible to me because directly after 95 I got 191. How it's possible? You might wonder. So this has tricks. Okay, that is how you have to solve this kind of sums and all. As I shown before, I spoke about some people, that is Ashish Arora and all. They will tell you that is how you can solve this kind of sum within 1 second. Okay, and next, see, and as I said, so, it's not visible, I think. Yeah, I'll read out. See, in the reasoning, I said that is you have one section that is reasoning. There you get. I have taken one questions, that is how you get the questions. Sorry, it's not there. There you will ask that is A is the father of B is the son of C is the uncle of D. Such kind of questions you get. Might be you think that is what is this? If you really know the syllabus and if you really have the pattern, it will be easy to you to solve the questions. That is called relation. When you are going through the syllabus, you get to know that is what is blood relation, and you get the videos regarding that, you get the classes. As I said, that is Ankush Lamba. He will explain you nicely. They are not related to me, but I used to refer them, and I know that is how they teach. If you are really interested, not the purpose of writing the exam, not the purpose of clearing the exam, just go through the syllabus and just check that is what is competitive exam and who cleared when they are 21 years old, and when they clear the, see, after clearing the degree, you need not to go any further studies. You can clear the exam. UPSC case, when you can clear the exam, when you start to prepare the exam now itself, that is it, you have to prepare for the exam now itself. You should get that syllabus and get the books with your codes, with your current that is BCom, BBA. With itself, you can study for the competitive exam. When you do so, it makes you clear the exam. When you clear the degree, see, this need 21 years. You should be 21-year old. Otherwise, you can't write to UPSC exam or other exam. So when you're preparing for the exam now itself, if in case when you are 21-year old, you give the test and you got failed, it's okay. Consider that as your first. I mean. First, you are giving the exam, it gives you experience. Then again, you get the idea. That is how you can clear the exam, strength, everything you get to know. So, like this, if you are going, you can clear the exam and you can be a good, you can fetch good job also with a good salary. I hope you understood. Do you have any doubt regarding competitive exam? Students, please answer me.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Yeah, please can anybody explain that is what is competitive exam and why it is necessary to us, to you? Can you explain? Anyone? Yeah, please explain. Nafisa Muhammad. Please explain what is competitive exam, why it is necessary, and when you can. I appreciate you because you are giving the answer, but it's not clear. Okay, please can you explain clearly?
What, ma'am?
What you said that was not clear. Can you repeat it again?
Like, entrance exam, writing so many of people.
Okay, very good. Just see after this session, just Google it. That is what is competitive exam and when you can write the competitive exam. What is the syllabus? Who can crack the exam? Why you have to write the competitive exam? Everything you get to know. I hope you will that is go through that and it will be helpful to you to gain knowledge and to be to fetch good job also. And I'm going to wind up my session. Thank you very much. Thank you. And write your feedback in the chat box, okay?